Hello, hello. I was trying to do a little bit of an update tonight. Got some new news I want to update people with, and at the same time, I'm doing a kind of a live stream where everybody can join in if they want to. But I wanted to give people a chance to see me live, and then I was going to give a little bit of an update about new guests we got coming on this week. Of course, we should have the regular Pen of Perspective as well on Thursday, but we might have a new guest Tuesday or Thursday. So I'll give a little bit of time for anybody to catch up and see us live and get a chance to see that we're on, and then I'll give that little bit of an update. But it's going to be one of my experience interviews that I like to do, and so I'll be able to give a little more insight on that. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Anybody that's tuning in right now, or if you catch this later, hope you're having a good night. It's a little late, not on my regular time zone for when I'm doing these, but wanted to give a little bit of an update because I've kind of been on and off the grid for a little while, and just wanted to keep people informed on the fact that I'm still taking on new interviews and I'm still setting up more things. We got more going on with the Spirit Box here soon. We're going to be setting up interviews with that channel as well. And I'm going to be co-hosting some of the interviews just because the new host is reaching out and getting some new interviews set up. And then at the same time, he wants a little bit of backup for somebody that's hosted before and kind of is used to the platforms. So, well, at least these ones, StreamYard specifically, and then also YouTube. So I'm going to try to coordinate with that with them as well. And then hopefully me and James will be on here doing some, recordings here sometime soon. Hey, Jesse James. Nice to see you, man. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. But I'm jumping on tonight to kind of give everybody a little bit of an interview about some of the upcoming, an update on some of the upcoming guests that I got coming up. And then also I'm doing kind of a live chat hangout tonight. If anybody wants to join in, they're more than welcome to. Late night smoke sesh, if you will. Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I know a couple of my friends are live right now, so I know they might not be able to pop in. But I appreciate anybody that does make it, or if they catch it later, it's all good, too. But yeah, I'm going to have a new interview either Tuesday or Wednesday this week. I know I'm going to do a pre-interview with a gentleman named Billy, who's, to the best of my knowledge, he's an ET experiencer. And he's going to talk to me about it a little bit more and elaborate further. And I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do a pre-interview with him Tuesday. Depending on how well we hit it off on Tuesday, we might either do one Tuesday night and get it live, or we'll do it Wednesday. But either way, we'll try to do it live so that everybody can come in and ask any questions that they might have, and also be able to chime in with whatever else, because I like to keep the Discord going as well, because usually our Discord has really good questions and can kind of keep the conversation going as well. And sometimes there's always questions that I don't think of that I'm happy to see somebody else come up with. So like I said, just doing a little smoke session, hanging out, and giving people updates. Hope you're having a good night, Jesse. Hey, Mud Rabbit. Didn't expect to see you on so late. Hope you're doing good tonight. I didn't know if Aaron was still on. Oh, is Aaron still on then? I saw the double duty. I'm giving a little bit of an update if you just jumped in. I have a new guest coming on by the name of Billy. He's a extraterrestrial experiencer. We're going to be doing a kind of a pre-interview on Tuesday, and depending on when if we hit it off on Tuesday, or if he wants to set it for the next day, then we're going to try to get a live out by Tuesday or Wednesday, where everybody can join in. And yeah, so it'll be at an earlier hour. I think I'm going to do it sometime between 6 and 8 Central Time. We'll end up starting it up just so everybody can tune in. That is our regular viewers, because I don't want to be too out of the pocket. But yeah, no, I tuned into Aaron's show a little while ago. I saw his shirts he was showing. Those things look so cool. I saw right when I jumped in, you were like, "Be right back," and so I missed you, Mud Rabbit. I apologize. Actually, I had a question for you, Mud Rabbit. Somebody, I don't know if I sent this friend request or if somebody else did, but by the name of Jan on Facebook, I wanted to know if it was the same person that I think I'm thinking about. Yeah, no, it's no biggie, but it was just funny that it was in and out at the same time. But yeah, you don't have to do double duty here. I don't got too much activity going on tonight. Just kind of catching everybody up, hanging out, letting anybody join in that wants to, and nothing too special. Just enjoying the night, catching up with everybody. Because one of my friends is on live right now, so I know he's busy. He's over there. He's over on his live dancing. Oh, okay. I was convinced for some reason I was convinced it was the friend that you had brought in recently. But that reminded me of the line from Big Daddy. Jan, I don't know any Jan. Kid must be messing with me. Come on, is this like the time you told me my father was dead? I'm not lying. He's right here. Where are you from, buddy? Buffalo. Buffalo. I've never been to Buffalo. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I had so that might be another interview I have set up pretty soon. It's another extraterrestrial experiencer that I reached out to then prior. Oh yes, thank you, Terry. Yeah, thanks for reaching out to me today. I was looking at the number for a minute, and I was like, okay, I've texted this number. Oh, now I know who it is, and it took me a second because I didn't have it saved in my phone yet. You're one of the few people on YouTube that has my phone number. So, yeah, no, it was cool that you reached out to me. Yeah, that's another thing we can talk about tonight. What the heck was going on with Facebook today? So I went to a few sites that were talking about what had happened, and somebody told me that they went in and literally erased the code for it. And then I saw a bunch of funny memes. One was from Michio Kaku, I believe, because I follow Michio Kaku, and I actually got him to respond to me at one point, and I was actually trying to set up an interview with him. I thought it would be a lot of fun, but he had put up a post that he had texted Mark Z and told him to restart Facebook, and it worked. And he's like, "So you're welcome." And I was like, "That would be a nice way to justify it. Just had to restart your computer, restart your servers, and good to go." But I don't know. I heard a lot of people talking about, especially with the whistleblower that just came out. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with Facebook right now. And then I also thought it was interesting because the people that were making those claims, it was like, all right, well, that doesn't explain all the other programs that went down at the same time. It explains that they were under the same ownership, but deleting the code for Facebook wouldn't lead to those same problems. I don't know if anybody else uses Facebook as much. I know Terry does, but I use Facebook quite a lot. My business is ran through Facebook. This group is the first I thought of. Yeah, I was actually really weirded out by it because I saw Steven Crowder was doing something where he was talking about the whistleblower on Facebook, and his show starts at 9 a.m. my time, and Facebook went down between 9 and 10 a.m. my time. And then when he was talking about it, I was just like, oh, man, maybe Steven's got more pull than I thought. Reminds me of a South Park episode where Kyle resets the internet. Yeah. That's exactly what it was like. Well, and I've seen Facebook go down before, and like I like to think that I'm not that dependent on it, but at the same time, my business does really run on it. There's a lot of my customers that I just talked to on Facebook. Like, there's some that I don't even have their phone numbers. So, and that's where I do all my advertising. I do a little bit by. I think there's something to the old school idea of making flyers and actually handing them out, because it's just harder at this time. Nobody wants going door to door with anything right now, and so yeah, it makes it a little bit harder. But yeah, I couldn't imagine if Facebook went down. I was actually waiting for them to come up and it be like a paid thing where you actually had to contribute some sort of money. I feel like it would be less than $2 for like a month, but at the same time, if they came back with any money amount and they started treating it like a streaming service or something else like that, and then gave you more abilities on it, would people be accepting of it? Like, if you could say whatever you want free speech wise, but they charged you $2 a month, at what point is there a middle ground where you're like, oh, if they're charging me for my free speech on their private platform, would I be willing to do it or not? What is astonishing is the whole thing was proof. It's gone, and the next thing you know, here it is again. Well, yeah, and I don't understand how everybody thought it was gone forever, but they immediately went to that. That was the strangest thing, is they went from 0 to 100 and were like, oh, okay, yeah, must be gone forever. Well, yeah, I bet Cartman wasn't worried about it at all. Screw you guys, I'm going home. He doesn't worry about stuff like that. He got bigger fish to fry. Thank you guys for stopping in. I'm also, just a little side note, I got a, sorry, I'm going to turn on my fan. It seems really loud. I don't know how much it's coming through on there. But I am going to be starting a little side job here in the future. I'm going to be coaching kids wrestling and kids mixed martial arts. I got this job opportunity at a local gym. Oh, hey, Maria. Thank you for stopping in. I know Herman's live, so I appreciate anybody that gets a chance to stop in. I appreciate it. Oh, hey, Tiffany. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in. I appreciate it. Is Herman done doing his little jig? I saw him getting jiggy with it for a little bit, but I don't know if I caught it all. Oh, he just finished. Gotcha. Hi, Tiff. Long time no see. But yeah, I was just giving everybody else a little update. I'm going to be doing a new interview either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm also just kind of doing an open platform tonight. So if anybody wants to join in, they're more than welcome to. It's kind of just a little hangout while I sit here and smoke weed and, I don't know, chill. But I wanted to tell people that I was going to have a gentleman by the name of Billy with his story and his experiences that he wanted to talk to me about. He actually reached out to me. I put up a post on one of the sites that me and him both follow, and he reached back out to me, and so we're gonna set up a little pre-interview on Tuesday, and then depending on that, we're either gonna do our first interview Tuesday night or Wednesday night. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Maria. Well, thank you for tuning in. Get some rest. Feel better. No reason to hang out if you're not feeling good. Probably doesn't help to look at any electronic screen when you have a headache. At least it doesn't help me. But yeah, so I've been telling everybody that's tuning in that I don't know. I've never had a problem with anybody in our chat like severely, especially somebody that like hangs out to ask a guest questions. I've never had somebody really be rude. We have actually a really good chat room whenever we seem to go live with a guest. Nobody seems to ask rude questions. So, but yeah, no, I just wanted to let people know that we're gonna have an open platform where people can ask questions and. Yeah, feel better, Maria. Still, though, it can still hurt your eyes. Yeah, you have a good night, Maria. I hope you feel better. If you're hanging out, just listen to us. Don't watch us. Don't strain your eyeballs. I'm not putting anybody on the spot because I don't like to do that. But the StreamYard is in the description if anybody wants to join in. I don't like to put people on the spot. I wanna reveal the private message that me and Herman got going on right now. Ooh. Okay, thank you, Maria. What is everybody else up to tonight? Is everybody else going to call it early tonight? I know it's getting kind of late everywhere. So, unless you're working tonight, I could imagine it's a late evening. I was actually hoping my buddy BKE or BKG or I can't remember the letter combination would come on tonight. He usually has a good smoke session with me. Yeah, I caught a couple of the videos, Tiffany. And I haven't seen the second one yet because the second one was posted while I was on, but I saw the first one. That one was cool. The October one, I believe. Working overtime. You as well, Mud Rabbit. You can't be staying up all late, worried about YouTube channels. Even though you enjoy it. Air signs tonight. I don't know about air signs. What are air signs? Ponder face. Oh, I wasn't sure. I never know when you got the grandkids around. Sometimes I feel like and you're always, helping people, especially in your own house. I never want to assume that you got all that free time. But that's good that you got that kind of free time. See, and that's why I always thought, Mud Rabbit, you got some of the best rabbit holes you like to go down. That's why I always thought, man, if she's retired and is interested in these things, I could see you running an amazing channel. It'd be super easy to do, and I'd be happy to help you with it. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Are they associated with air? I didn't know that. Oh, okay. So you got plenty of time. Yeah. That's what I was saying. I mean, I could see you having a very interesting channel where you got a lot of people interested in the topics that you're talking about. And I mean, I know I would be there because you have very good topics that I don't really see in the mainstream that much. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. If they're air elements. Yeah. Aquarius, water. Gemini, fire. No, I'm making things up. Sorry. I am just guessing. The April is snoring. Is that how the end of it goes? I forgot. No, air. All air. Sorry. I apologize. Okay, this is gonna drive me nuts. My fucking hair. And this isn't the thing. I'm an emo kid. Thanks for stopping in, Aprils. Even if it's raining too hard over there. And you're more than welcome to jump in with me, April. I'm just kind of hanging out. If you want to come on and chat, I know you might be busy. I was just letting everybody know. I got it posted in the top of the description on YouTube. Or top chat posted pinned on YouTube. But yes. No, that's only when you're on the stream. You can't be doing it off the stream. Got him. Hey, whenever you want to jump on and cross the streams, unless you're doing it on your own, you're more than welcome to cross streams with me, April. We'll talk about who the real Batman is. Because I have a feeling we have an interest in different Batman. I got enough rum to make me at least another hour. About that much. There'll be plenty of time for stream crossings. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm going to get to start on Wednesday. I get to go install all the mats at the new gym I'm going to join in on. Oh, from a distance. Wow. I mean, I didn't know you could do it from a distance. I feel like it's a guy thing. But, hey, I mean, if you can, I mean, my girlfriend was talking about a weepee. I mean, I feel like if you aim it far enough, it's possible. It's possible. It's interesting. No, my girlfriend was talking about one of those for camping, and I was like, what the fuck is this thing? And I was like, oh, I guess it's a thing. Didn't know anything about it. But otherwise, I don't know how you could shoot a stream that far. I mean, distance-wise, we're not even that far. Oh, that's another update. So I might have another guest coming with me on the trip to Montauk that everybody knows. He might still have us playing in the background if he feels like contributing in this conversation, but I might have a gentleman that's going to join us. It's going to be James from the Spirit Box is going to be the one person I'm calling in, and he's my local safety blanket. And then I have another gentleman by the name of Terry Hopper. That might be joining me on this trip and documentary as well as Rocco, because I don't know, for some reason I just want to make sure if I'm reaching out and doing these things, I want to be traveling safe and around people I trust. And Terry, out of all these people I've met on YouTube, especially in person, are super nice. And he showed me a good time when we were at the wrestling event that he invited me to, and yeah, it was all in all a really good experience. Excuse me. But yeah, so that one, I believe, and I want to give out an exact date because we're kind of going to an off-limits government base. We're not like breaking into Area 51 or anything, but at the same time, we're going to be going to a base that's kind of off limits. So we're thinking spring of next year. So not too far down the road, but that's when we're going to start, getting probably this winter, we're going to get the plans into place on the exact date and everything. We've actually been raising money for it already. We have a GoFundMe up to pay for most of it, and that's actually just to pay for most of the documentary. I'm planning on going out there and camping the whole time because I just love camping. I hope I can bring my kayak because I guarantee I can find a lake where I can enjoy myself. But yeah, if I'm going to do it, I gotta make a vacation out of it. So I'm going to end up taking off work and everything else, especially in the spring. It's right at the beginning of the season when I work. I don't know what it'll be like at the weather where we're going, but I assume it's going to be cold there. It's about the same level as my state crosswise, but at the same time, I don't know how cold it will be, especially being closer to the ocean. Hey, Jesse. Thank you for stopping back in. Jesse was my first guest to pop in tonight. I'm glad Jesse's following us because, yeah, Jesse's a good supporter of all the channels that we have, and I really appreciate it. They have national parks really close to us. I have been to a long time though. Haven't been to in a long time though. Yeah, and I feel like there's really good. I mean, and I felt like that with California and with Texas. There's such better hiking trails and stuff like that. I've really had to jump around in Illinois a lot to find good hiking trails and places I like. But water features aren't bad. I would usually tell people to go more towards the Wisconsin area. I really like that area for water and camping, but usually you only get a few months out of the year. When it's real hot up there, the mosquitoes will literally carry you away. It's next level. But it's the area I go to out there, it's unforested. So basically, I don't know, I call it Sasquatch country. You can't see 10 feet in front of you without just seeing dense trees. With all the spooky, I'd worry about what's in the water. Yeah, I don't know. Water doesn't scare me. I'm really comfortable in the water. I was a lifeguard when I was younger. I started water skiing when I was 3. I'm really comfortable in all different kinds of water. I'm not gonna go in the ocean out there. I'm less comfortable in the ocean than I am in any kind of body of water. But I don't know. There's different levels to water. I have a very good respect for it, but at the same time, like there was I never actually told this story. There was a time I was following this boat on a river, and I was on my wave runner, and there's a thing you can do with a boat where if they lower the prop lower into the water, what'll happen is it'll create a bigger current. And depending on how far I am off the back of the boat, I will get bigger waves to jump off of. So I was getting like, God, 15 to 20 feet out of the water on these jumps. And when I came down, at one point, I hit my throat on the handlebar of the Wave Runner, and somehow knocked myself unconscious. I came to like close to a shore, because that's what's cool about Wave Runners. Well, it's a good safety feature that they have on Wave Runners, is as long as you're wearing your wristband's usually attached to your key, and so when you fall off of it, or when you get off of it at any point, or if you get tossed or anything else, then it just shuts down, and it'll just kind of float in whatever direction it was going, or the wheel will turn a little bit and it'll kind of do circles. But yeah, I came to and just had this like swollen throat. I remember it was like the worst experience ever. I've gotten in a lot of weird water accidents. There was one time, I mean, they all seem to be involving Wave Runners. The other time I was racing another Wave Runner. I had a supercharged Wave Runner at the time. It was my buddy's, and I was racing against this Wave Runner I knew I was going to beat. And going with that thing with the wristband, I knew that when I jumped off the Wave Runner, that what's it called? It would shut off. So I was racing him, beat him on this little strip, and then when I got to the end of the strip, I stood on the back of the Wave Runner and did a backflip off into the water, because I was done. Because I had a life jacket on, it brought me back to the surface at a certain rate. When I came back to the surface, the guy behind me ran over me, ran over the back of my head. And sure enough, he took off right after that, because he was not trying to hang out and see if I was okay, which was so much worse. It wasn't like a buddy of mine. It was just some guy I met on the water. And yeah, no, they're a lot of fun, but I have a very good respect for the water, because I've been around it so long. I grew up on it. And yeah, no, I've had such wild stories on the water. I can probably do every water sport. Those are the kind of videos that I'm actually would like to start doing once I get this drone footage processed and out. Is I wouldn't mind getting one of the wristband drones and having it record me when I'm on a wakeboard or a kneeboard, because I'm actually really not too bad at it, and wouldn't mind getting some of like my trick videos and stuff out there. Oh, James, we were just talking about our trip to Montauk, New York. And I was letting everybody know that we're thinking about going next spring. And then I also have Terry Hopper is going to be coming with us soon. And I was also telling everybody that we're going to have more interviews coming up with you. And if in case anybody doesn't know, this is also the Spirit Box, not the real Clark Kent. Is James that was on here before. This is just one of the YouTube names he has, if he's not using his channel name, which he should be using so people can see it. But at the same time, he's working on getting that video that we were all in up, and hopefully getting his channel up started soon. But just kind of hanging out tonight and having a little smoke sesh, giving everybody a little update. In case you didn't know, James, I'm going to have a new guest on either Tuesday or Wednesday by the name of Billy. He's going to be doing an interview with me. He's an experiencer, more towards the extraterrestrial field, if you will. And yeah, so if you ever wanted to, you're more than welcome to jump in with us on that. Ooh, we have a guest. You better not have that sign in the background. I don't want to see it. Hey, oh, there it is. How you doing, April?
I bet he really is the real Clark Kent. He's just trying to hide it.
I don't know. He's got a dad bod. I don't know if he could pull off the real Clark Kent.
No, when he puts on the uniform, he becomes buff.
Oh, congratulations, man! I hope you got a new something nice lined up. I heard the sound that says someone is on the back. Yeah, hiding back there. No, luckily we don't have anybody hiding back there. Just April. We wanted April up. No one hiding. Working tonight?
I'm on my second shift, so doubles today and tomorrow.
Oh, nice. That's good though. Get that extra money in.
Well, it's not extra money actually.
Oh, are they doing you doubles and giving you more days off, or how are they doing it?
Yeah, no, the guy that usually works the one that works the weekends, on the overnight, he does 2-day shifts, but he's going back to school for the next couple of months, and he asked if I'd be willing to switch 2 overnight shifts, so he had the days free for school. So I'll be doing and the trade off is I do get extra couple days off. So
is that the guy that you usually relieve when he comes in?
No, well, Monday and Tuesday I would relieve him.
You gonna say, is that the guy that you said was kind of a pain and you had to wait around because he didn't show up?
That's a young guy that he only works 7 to 3.
Well, so you're on the second. You're on the second to third. You're not on the third to first.
I'm doing doubles, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. So second shift and third shift.
Okay, second to third, not third to first.
Third into the first, yeah. The first. Well, I'm doing doubles. Let's leave it at that before we keep getting confused.
I think we're on the right page. I don't think we're.
I'm at work at my usual time, but I'm doing the second shift as well. So second shift and third shift.
Gotcha.
And the guy that comes in for the morning shift, the first shift, he's the pain in the butt.
Sorry, I'm getting a little loud. I gotta quiet down a little bit. I get excited too easily.
And Miss Maria, I'm gonna address Miss Maria right now. She tried. I know it was a joke.
Who thinks she knows?
But she tried to say that I insulted Herman by saying he dances like Big Bird because he was dancing in his stream, and when he was jumping around like this, I was like, "Kind of makes me think of Big Bird when he dances." And she's like, "How rude!" I was like, "Have you ever seen Big Bird dance?"
I haven't seen Big Bird dance personally.
Look up lip sync battles and Big Bird dances.
Lip sync battles?
Yeah. Put lip sync battles, Big Bird. Watch everybody go do that right now. And I think he dancing. I forget. I think he's dancing the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh Jesus!
I think that I don't remember the name of the song, but I think it's Black Eyed Peas.
I just immediately pictured Big Bird dancing to Boom Boom Pow.
Just tonight. Da, 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 da. I don't know.
Damn you, Adams. Sorry about the window, George. Keep the ball. I got a whole bucket full.
What?
You call him Big Bird.
I didn't call him. I
Bro.
didn't call him Big Bird. I said
My
he's
money is
dancing.
on Bird.
He looks like Big Bird when he dances.
Gosh, this will get flagged real quick. Let's see. Let's have some fun. I'll even play it. I'll just cut it out later. Actually, I don't remember if it's. I think it's just copyright for the videos and the sound. As long as I don't post any naughty information, should be fine. He's the biggest Muppet. What about the Snuffleupagus guy? He's pretty big.
And Sweetums.
Sweetums?
You know the big goofy monster one? That's like
I don't know if I know Sweetums. I remember the big elephant.
no, there's not on Sesame Street. Well, I think he made an appearance. There's a big Muppet that has he's like an ogre type big scruffy looking dude, right? That you think he's supposed to be this really intimidating like monster character, but he's like, he's just goofy and like, oh my god, yeah, I want to do it.
Let's see how this goes. Is it coming up on the screen? I can't see it on mine.
Yeah.
Birds flying
All right, that one he's not gonna dance. It's the second song. This one he's being a croner. He's singing to Michael Bublé.
Oh, I remember what lip sync battles is. I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that actual show in a while. Man, who was it that I really, Justin Bieber did a really good emo one on there. It was so funny. God.
I love watching those.
In Sessions, April. Remember Michael Bublé's?
Bubbles.
Bublé. I love how everybody pronounces that so different.
No, the other day, I think I was live. I was on Elaine's live. I don't know. I was doing something on the internet, and we brought up Michael Bublé. My mother said Michael Bubbles, and I hear my brother under his breath in the kitchen go Bublé.
I think that was the night that me, you, and Stephanie were on.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I think I remember you saying it.
Yeah, she said, my mother's like, Michael Bubbles. I was like, Bubbles or Bublé? And you hear my brother in the kitchen go, Bublé. I go, he never pays attention to anything.
Oh. So, you have to bust any perps tonight?
No. Decided to kick out a couple of student drivers. During the evening hours, like right after 5 p.m., we tend to get student people trying to teach their, I can't even say kids, because sometimes it's the boyfriend or girlfriend teaching someone how to drive.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. No, I mean, and open and parking lots are the best place to do it, I guess. That's where I learned how to do.
Unfortunately, you can't really do it because it becomes a liability.
Oh yeah. No, I mean,
Right.
especially your guys' part. I mean, it's your job to protect the
Right.
you know everybody.
No, and one of the areas has kind of a driveway that goes into our property. They have like a small business with shuttle buses, like coach style shuttle buses.
Yeah.
Um, and those are sometimes parked outside of their immediate space. And I'm like, that's not our responsibility to protect them. But if there's a student driver and they hit the neighbor's fence or the fence to the neighbor's backyard, we're the ones that are gonna hear about it. So
Maria's in
what
here.
I
Talking
usually
smack.
tell them, what
You
I
see
usually tell
You see
them,
Maria's comment? She's talking smack.
I'll let her talk smack. I don't care.
It's on the bottom of the screen. I didn't know if you could see it.
What up, Maria? Let's go.
E is for cookie. It's good enough for me. This is the song. La 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 la. How much song? He said it's Kirk's fault.
My brother. That's become the running joke now, especially since he has no idea.
LOL, smack talking. Oh, but yeah, just kind of on here hanging out.
Somebody let Stephanie know that he's live.
I don't let anybody know that I'm live. I'm really lazy about that. You know my style.
I know, but with her, she can use the distraction right now.
No, yeah, I bet she could. If she would enjoy it, yeah, feel free to share it with her or share it in the chat or whatever happens to get her attention. Because everybody needs some cheering up here and there, and I bet she could use it. No, I was talking to my boyfriend Hermione about some of this earlier, and he's got some strong feelings for me that he doesn't want to admit. But I appreciate you bringing them up earlier, April.
Oh, Herman.
Yeah, aka Hermione.
The bromance.
Well, it's actually Hermione. Hers, mine, me. Hermione. It's not her man. It's my man. Oh. Maria's got the boxing gloves out now. She said, bring it, April. She's got the dukes up.
Oh, yeah? You know what I got? Whatchamacallit.
Oh, flexing. That's a real flex right there. Bust out the favorite candy bar on you. It's a bromance made in heaven. It'll happen one day. Well, actually, there's not a lot of bromances in heaven, I feel like, but
Here's my thing with all that. Like, I don't choose sides. I don't get too detailed into anything. I've always had the theory when it came to, sexual orientation or preference.
no, I 100% agree with you on that, April. I feel like the only interpretation about homosexuality in the Bible was because of man's horrible interpretation of it.
Right.
I mean, it's corrupted by humans.
Here's my thing. This is something used to say, not a lot, but like, I go, here's my theory when it comes to um that. I feel like there's three different not levels, but like where people realize that they are or whatever. This, I believe there are a lot of people that were born, to be that. Whether people agree with that or disagree, so be it. But I believe the ones that say I felt it or I kind of knew something was different when I was 5. There's no logical way for a 5-year-old to be able to express that. All they can do is look back and go, for whatever reason, I liked Billy more than I liked Jill.
You know what made me connect with it right away is when I was growing up, I saw that it occurred in nature that people were just born that way. Whether it was animals, whether it was humans, whether it was anything. I had a dog that only liked other male dogs. He was around female dogs. He was around all kinds of other animals. But at the same time, he was only attracted to male dogs. And it was but I don't think he was corrupted by Satan. And that was, you know what I mean?
Right, no,
Like,
so
I think that's a goddamn cop-out.
I believe it's part of some people's genetic makeup that they whatever biological makeup or whatever that's part of who they were meant to be. On the other thing is, I believe for some people they do choose that, maybe because of bad experiences, um you know primarily that the bad experience of you know abusive relationships.
Well, I think it's a lot of things. It could be
Yeah,
abuse in relationships. It could be harming others. It could be. So when I was in high school, I was in a group called the GSA. It was
yeah,
the Gay Straight Alliance,
yeah,
and that's what they called it in our school. My daughter's in it now, but it's called something different in the same school.
yeah.
It's evolved into something else, but it's just more inclusive.
Well, because
And
that community has become a more broad
yeah, exactly. But
selective.
like what I noticed about it was some of the people that were in these things, they were also in it because of lack of relationships as well. Sometimes
Yeah.
people would travel down different paths just because the path in front of them wasn't offering them opportunities.
Right.
So I feel like it can go a lot of different ways,
Right.
and
So
people can explore a lot of
yeah,
different
and that's what I
opportunities.
said. That's why, like I said, there's a portion of people that I feel like they chose to go that route for one reason or another.
Oh yeah,
Right. And then the third one is, especially as you're getting into that age of discovering yourself and whatever, it's the cool thing to do. I'm bi, I'm whatever, I'm gonna mess with everybody. Or,
oh, I mean, and that's all the different levels of it. I feel like
yeah,
there's also the nurture side that we don't actually get a perspective of because
yeah,
the nurture side shows us now that straight straight relationships with the opposite sex are more common. So if you're nurtured into that way, it's going to be more common in society. So that's
yeah,
also another way I think of it. So it's rejection is one of them.
yeah,
Exploration could be one of them. Um, Nurture could be one of them. I feel like there's a lot of different roads that could lead you to that, and then there's some that are just born that way.
yeah.
There's even probably more than three. There's a lot of people that are they just were never attracted to the
Yeah,
opposite sex.
but like I said, I mean, for the longest time, that's kind of been I'm sure there's more than 3. But like I said, as far as like a general observation, I'm like, from what I've seen, there's like 3 different observations that I've seen. I know plenty of people that have said I felt like this since I was whatever, since I was young.
Mother
Other,
have said, or
other,
combinations of
yeah.
both. Yeah.
Or another one, somewhat of a choice out of whatever their circumstances were, through their life. And then the third one,
Lady Gaga, Born This Way.
right.
But yeah, no, it could be combinations of both. It could be one specific thing. I feel like everybody has their own path they're going to take, and I just feel like it's just weird for society to judge them for whatever path they take. As long as no one's infringing on your rights, I've always been somebody that's been like, hey, do what you do, whatever makes you happy. That's where I feel like people should be, as long as it's not harming others. I mean. A person can be one sex for many lives and come in as the opposite sex and not be ready to assimilate to that. Oh, so you're talking like reincarnation. Oh, okay. She said incarnational issues. So yeah, you could definitely feel that way and then just get put into a body that you didn't feel like you were supposed to be in. That's totally possible. And I've actually never thought about that as I've never thought about incarnation as a transgender psyche issue, like where you could be placed in a different body that you're not used to in your past lives. Because I mean that's totally possible, because I believe in reincarnation, so I don't see why that wouldn't be a possible route that anyone could take.
And then I believe there are some people that are just not sure.
What was that? Just not sure?
Yeah, because you know how usually they're like, oh, you're just confused. I feel like there are a handful of people that legitimately, like, they think they're this or that or this, and they continue to, like, either add to it or change what they believe that they are. Especially,
I feel like people feel like they have to label themselves as something at a certain age, because they feel like there's some kind of obligation when it comes to society. Oh, I need to decide what I like at a certain age because this is when I'm supposed to be dating, or this is
right. No, an example is my younger cousin. Right around 12, 13, she told her mother that she believed that she was bi. Then as she started learning more, she's like, no, I'm gender fluid. No, I identify as a boy. No, I identify as, like, it kept changing.
Well, I think it's interesting how similar some are, because I've known about Pan for a long time.
Yeah.
And Pan makes a lot of sense to me, but it only makes sense if you're comfortable in your own body.
Right.
Pan makes sense to me because I feel like that's how anybody should go into the dating scene, is you should date somebody for their personality and your interest in them, regardless of sexual orientation. It's just, this is the person I could spend a lot of time with and I care about. Like that makes more sense than most.
And what is Pan again?
Pan is you date people because of the emotional connection, and it's not based on sex. It's basically bi without the sexual orientation to it.
Right.
And that one's been around for a long period of time. I think that's what my daughter identifies as at this point.
Yeah. No, and with my cousin, she'll say that she's more attracted to girls, but ends up going, being more attracted to what she shows is different than what she says.
Well, trust me, I get this all the time. I'm not allowed to have thoughts because I'm considered more right-wing than most people when it comes to politics. But at the same time, I consider myself way more of a liberal in the eyes of I'm all about a person's individual freedoms, whether it's
Yeah,
granted in the Constitution or just, basic human rights. I feel like
yeah,
those come above any man law that was created by any party, Democrat or Republican. And I feel like that's the first thing we need to do. Worry about society and our immediate, and then we can worry about governments and stuff like that. Yeah, a little late with that one. Come on. Free will. Exactly. Mud Rabbit knows. Free will is very important. If society is also not, if they're infringing on your free will, that's when I'm going to be the first. That free will and freedom of speech to me are like number one on my list. Where as long as you're not harming anybody else, I don't feel like the government should ever drop down on you and tell you what you can't do. Whether it's about sexual orientation, religion, or anything like that, I feel like all of those things were groundbreaking in the U.S. in the sense that we should all, as a community, support those. That way, everybody can enjoy their best life, especially being stuck on the chaotic world that we have.
right. Yep, will. It's good. I love Tiffany's. Like, I feel like it's that slight commentary in the background. Was like, yeah.
I felt a fist pump go in there.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, you're right. Cool. Yeah, I'm teasing.
Mud Rabbit said, having it is the easy part. How we're
That's me.
cajoled. Probably pronouncing that wrong. Cajoled. Give it up. Or how it's taken from us are the lessons. Yeah, but gosh, man, I really hope society doesn't have to go through those lessons over and over again and repeat history.
Even the whole immigration thing is kind of intertwined with that too. Like my situation, I got married, came back, took them almost 3 years to finally go. We don't believe in your marriage. You got to give us more proof.
Were you guys living together in the U.S. at any point? Or no,
he's never been to the U.S.
Oh, okay.
But
I know there's a bunch of weird stipulations about like if it's on U.S. property or if what grants a U.S. citizen and what doesn't. I think it's in the gold change all the time.
My only thing is like, and I found out a couple years later from a lawyer that posts videos on Facebook, that one of my cousin follows because she actually married a guy from Egypt that I introduced her to. Here's an interesting story, right? So when I was getting ready to go to Morocco,
you can tell your story. Give me 2 seconds though. I gotta run while you tell it.
Okay.
I'm not a crosshair streamer. But I'm still here listening to you.
So here it goes, right? So the first time when I went to go to Morocco to meet and marry my husband, I agreed to go out there like in the summer of January of 2012. I was gonna go in March, and I said, okay, well, since I'm going there, I might as well start trying to learn at least a little bit of Arabic. Went on, found a website that I felt would help me the best, and you can interact with people from other countries, so you can help each other. Um, you know, learn and speak it and read it, and the other person that speaks that language can um, correct you, and you can help them if they're trying to learn English or whatever. And I became friends with a guy on there from Egypt. And as we're helping each other out, we started having really good conversations. And I was like, well, if I wasn't already like, pretty much engaged, you know, this might have became something. And so we kind of joked about it and stuff, and but we made friends and whatever. And he did ask me at one point, he said, "Do you know anybody they basically could hook me up with or whatever?" I'm like, "No." I said, "The only person I know is my cousin. Only single female I know is my cousin." And at that time, she was in a place where she wanted nothing to do with any kind of relationship. I was like, and and I told him that I said my cousin right now, she's not in a place where she could, she really don't want to be in any relationship. And this guy was hoping to find someone that was Muslim or willing to convert to Islam. And I was like, and she has no interest in religion, so don't even bring it up. I won't even bring it up to her and stuff. And I didn't even say anything. We joke about it, but wouldn't go any. I wouldn't even entertain the idea of talking to mentioning this to my cousin. But after I had got married, and about maybe 6 months to a year later, I randomly, for whatever reason, just started joking about my friend to my cousin. And I introduced them through Facebook, and they started talking, and she had her reservations because she didn't believe that he was any different than any of the dumbasses that she was involved with already. Um, and I was like, trust me, I feel like he really does have good intentions, and whatever. And they talked off and on for a while, and I started joking with both of them because I kid you not, out of every guy that I've known her to have any interest in or be with or whatever, this is the first person that when she would talk about herself after talking to him, she sounded hopeful and felt and better about herself and whatever. I just genuinely
That's good that she felt better about herself afterwards, though.
Yeah, like this is the first person where like her insecurities weren't like she still had her insecurities because she's a very high strung, high stressed, doesn't fully believe in herself kind of person. And a lot of the men that she would try to have a relationship with, either she tried to change herself to fit into what they liked, like whether it's music or if the person was into fitness, she out of nowhere start trying to work out. She tried to connect with them.
Try to accommodate to whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This guy, he was like, no.
Oh, Herman's here with us now.
Oh,
my BF's here. He said, "Hey, baby Jacob." That's kind of creepy. Kind of like kid-like.
So I started teasing my cousin with the Bruno Mars song "Gonna Get Married," because, like I said, and I told her, listen, I go, out of all the guys you've ever were in any kind of relationship with, this is the first guy that you genuinely seem happy after talking to him. You might get pissed when you don't talk or he doesn't respond because he had a tendency, even with me. We would talk for a couple of days and he'll say, "Be right back," and 3 weeks later, finally respond. And I knew that was
It took that long for them to like get back in touch with each other.
no, with me. Like
Oh,
when me and him were just talking before I even got her involved in talking to him. And I warned her about this too. I said, "Look, if he drops off for like a month, don't take it personal. That's just what he does." I go, we have great conversations, and then abruptly just stop, and he'll say, "Be right back," and 3 weeks later, we pick up the conversation again. Sometimes it was even longer than that. But she would get upset, and then her insecurities would pop up, and everything would be swirling around in her head, and then he finally pop up again, and she'd be all good. But long story short, she ended up going to Egypt to meet him, and I think it was the second trip that they ended up getting married. And so I teased it for like forever though. I kept playing the Bruno Mars song. They can gonna marry you.
Mother Rabbit just said, coming from an American background, moving into a devout Muslim family is very difficult. She was involved. I know her. One of her relationships was. Yeah, I was trying not to laugh. Herman. Gosh.
Well, the good thing is both the families, my husband's family and her family, her in-laws, are fairly open-minded. The interesting thing, though, is for the longest time, before I even got around to like introducing my cousin and the guy from Egypt to each other, he had talked to a couple other girls before him, and he was almost dead set on trying to get, if it was someone that wasn't already Muslim, he wanted to, if they showed any interest in Islam, he was hoping that they would convert. And I warned them right off the bat with my cousin. I was like, "Don't push the religion thing because she'll walk away like that." But
Do you feel like she would just walk away like that? Like it was that simple?
just because I knew where she was mentally and emotionally, and when it came to religion in general, because our family grew up Catholic, and as far as her, where her mother's side, the grandmother was very religious, and they went to church every Sunday, and whatever. But when she got older, she's not an atheist. She believes in God, but she's neutral for the most part.
Mother Rabbit said, if he's asking her to convert, they're devout, not as progressive as they appear.
Well, here's the interesting thing: is that they've been married at least 4 years at this point, and he hasn't pushed it. And as far as I know, even when she was there, because she goes once a year to go see him, because she's in the same boat as me. We'll find it, with the whole immigration issue or whatever. Because before they got married, they tried to do it under.
Yeah, the travel's an issue too.
Yeah, and so she manages to find enough money to go out there to see him at least once a year. Well, I don't know. For different reasons, I don't necessarily have that luxury. So, but he doesn't. From what she told me, she's never actually seen him pray. she seen his sisters pray and his mother. Because when she first went to go see him, um, they would stay. They would stay a couple of nights in Cairo because that's where the airport was. But he lived in Alexandria, which was like I guess a 3 hour, if not longer, train ride.
What was the? Well, where did he live?
Egypt. But he lives in Egypt.
Okay, so I got to point out what Mud Rabbit said because I was wondering what region he is from when Mud Rabbit said that because she was talking about Sharia law, and Sharia law is a majority rule in parts of Egypt, but not all of Egypt. But and Mud Rabbit said, and if she's in a country that is predominantly Muslim, then the laws are Sharia, and she just can't walk away. Sharia law, men can divorce their wives, but wives will find it very difficult to divorce their husbands. Yeah, and it depends on the area you're in. Some areas are way worse than others. It's a really wild circumstance. One of the right-wing guys that I used to follow when I was younger was a gentleman by the name of Milo Yiannopoulos. I'm 100% convinced he's gay. He might be a born-again Christian now and might not feel the same way, but he walked through the Middle East doing a parade, a gay parade in the Middle East, and I thought that was one of the most groundbreaking things to ever do in the Middle East. And I respected him so much for it. That's somewhere where you could get killed on the spot for representing that you're a homosexual, because that's how they think of it. It's not something accepted. And for me, that was groundbreaking for him to walk streets in the Middle East and pronounce that to everybody.
Yeah, and believe me, they had I don't know who had it easier or harder getting married. I know they managed to get married within a couple of days, but they got a lot of pullback every step of the way. Everywhere they had to go to get paperwork done because she wasn't, from Egypt.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's basically transfer papers to go into another country.
But like everywhere she went, including the U.S. consulate, gave them dirty looks, gave them all kinds of problems, but they managed to get everything they needed to do. The same thing with me and my husband. Luckily, with me and my husband, it's 2 different countries. But luckily, with my husband, there was one of the steps we had to do is go to the local police department to have an interview with somebody. I forget who it was. But luckily, my mother-in-law knew one of the higher-ranking officers and got us in pretty quickly to go meet with the person and stuff. And the funny thing is, I knew a little bit more because I had researched at the time about and seeing what other people's experiences were trying to get married in Morocco. About you couldn't have already been staying in the same room with each other. I stayed in the same home as him, but I didn't stay in it. I stayed on a separate floor of the parents' house. And they even asked him, have you had any sexual or intimate relations with, with me, before coming to them. And he got, shy and embarrassed about it. I was like, no. And I didn't know that's what they asked him because they were talking in Arabic. And my mother-in-law was my translator, and she told me after, she goes, I forgot that I didn't know they were gonna ask that question. I said I had a feeling they asked him something because I could see that he got like, he kind of turned red, a little red, you know, a little, a little red from the
Yeah,
question.
no, I mean, I could see any family asking that. I could see it on a Christian side or a Catholic side as
Yeah,
well. It's not necessarily associated with any specific religion. Just religious families in general want to know if the person is going to fit in with their family well,
yeah.
and that's their general ideology with the question: Are you an insider or an outsider?
Well, that wasn't even the family. That was the whoever we, whoever we talked to at the local police station.
Mud Rabbit was asking, what country is this, April?
Morocco.
Morocco? Okay.
I got married in Morocco. My cousin's the one that got married in Egypt. So she got married on the East Coast, and I got married on the West Coast. Because Egypt and Morocco are literally opposite sides of each other.
I don't know much about Morocco's politics as much as I know about others. Tiffany
Yeah,
said, love you, April.
love you too. Love you too, man. Love you too. I forget who we had to see at the police station. But even that, like all the paperwork and running around we had to do. And here's the fun part. When I went, 2 days, I think I was there less than a couple of days. And ended up getting either bronchitis or a severe sinus cold. And I sprained my ankle.
It was that easy for you. It was like, all right, I'm over this.
What was it? I had to go to the consulate. Yeah, one of the first things I had to do was go to the consulate to kind of, I think, basically to get the permission to even start the process of getting married in Morocco. I had to go get an affidavit of or a certificate of marriage, just saying that I'm not married, that I've never been married before, and the U.S. is gonna recognize what I'm doing, or something to that. Because I had to go there twice, I believe. I had to go there for the first for that reason. I don't remember.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I believe when it comes to Egypt, even Morocco, depending where you are and what region you're in or what part of the country you're in, things are going to be more strict. The only areas that I know she went to in Egypt were Cairo, Giza to go see the pyramids. Like literally, that was the only reason they went to that's what it's called, right? Giza or something like that. And Alexander.
Alexandria?
Yeah, because that's where he's from, her husband. Yeah, I know. Like I said, when I looked up, that's why when I looked up, the steps in order to get married, we both had to show that we had clean, and this is for also not only just to get married, but to get it recognized by the U.S. or to be able to go back to the U.S. Embassy with it. Is we had to both show that we had clean police records. We had to go to the Abdul to get the marriage license. And then on top of it, we had to get, because everything was in Arabic, we had to go, every piece of paperwork we got, we had to get it translated. But luckily, we managed to get things done in a relatively short period of time. The whole thing took, because I went there for about 3 weeks. It took, give or take, 2 weeks for us to get everything together before we were actually married. I think we legally, I think it became legal and we had all our paperwork in order within the last 5 days that I was there. So I got married. We had we went in front of the Abdul. We had a party a couple days later. I was hacking up a lung, which was fun. Yeah, and that's why I kind of figured when we went to the police station. Like I said, luckily, my mother-in-law knew one of the higher-ranking officers that got us the immediate appointment. Like we were escorted up to go meet with whoever we were supposed to meet with. I forget if it was like the DA or someone of that town or whatever it is. I don't remember what it was. But whoever the higher ranking person that we were supposed to see, instead of us having to make an appointment and wait, they because we ran into my mother-in-law's friends, we got to go right up. And then like I said, I kind of knew they asked him something, and I didn't know until after the fact. It was, did you have any are you staying in the same room and having sexual relations? He turned flushed red, no.
Oh yeah, because they probably feel like they can't answer it. I mean, it's and that's what we were talking about. Well, I mean, it's just the same as what we were talking about before with sexual orientation. It's that nurture side where if you're raised a certain way, you don't know any other than that. It's nothing against that person. It's just how they were raised. And they don't know any other.
Because his mother was sitting right there too. So.
Well, yeah, and he has a certain expectation that he was raised to present to his mother. Yeah. I mean, and that's just what's accustomed in that lifestyle.
Well, I stayed in his mother's house.
Oh, wow! I would say that was more on the progressive side, because most people don't let outsiders stay in their house, especially in relationships.
Well, I knew his mother before I knew him.
Oh wow! Oh, okay.
She's not just my mother-in-law. She was one of my best friends.
That's interesting.
So
that gives a little more context about how the family feels about different relationships and stuff like that.
I'll even back it up even more. I converted in 2010. Probably within the first 2 months, I found where they were having the Friday prayers as close to me as possible. I started going to that. Went to my first Ramadan that year. And met my mother-in-law in between the prayers and the sermon that would happen in between the night prayers, and we had conversation. After Ramadan, I didn't see her again, but for whatever. And here's the funny part: we both were kind of thinking of each other, me and my mother-in-law, after not seeing each other for a while. and they ran into each other a couple months later at a different mosque, and then found out that she's staying down, literally down the hill from where I live with her daughter. And every now and again we would meet up and just hang out for a little while and chit chat and whatever, and became good friends. And she, got to know who I was and the kind of person that I am or whatever. And after about 2 years, yeah, so that no, less than 2 years. By the end of 2011, I was actually trying to get over a friendship that went really sour, someone that I was really close with, and I was having a really hard time with it. And my mother-in-law was about to go back to Morocco, and I guess she was gonna do the traditional Moroccan thing and ask me for my hands for her son. But because she saw that I was as upset as I was at the time, she didn't end up doing it. But about 2 weeks after she had left, I get a call from my sister-in-law, and she's like, I feel very strange about asking you this, da 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 da. But there's a tradition in Morocco that if the parents find someone that they feel may be good for their child, they obviously ask their child first.
Yeah.
If this is something that they
Well, I mean, and that's not common everywhere. Sometimes it's arranged.
right. And
So
well,
that's even
like I said,
more of a courtesy.
Yeah, something that's more tradition to them. And I initially said no. I was like, I go, I'm not in any place where I'm even interested in having new friends right now. I'm trying to work through my stuff or whatever. But I appreciate that. That Mama, my mother-in-law, saw me in that light. And kind of left it at that. And then after another couple of weeks, I started thinking. I go, well, at the very least, maybe I can try to talk online and see how it goes. And at the very least, we become friends, or we become nothing. And so I started it off like that. We started off like that. He didn't really know much, didn't really read English at all. And this is when like Google Translate was really bad.
Yeah. Well, I still feel like I was trying to do it with a guest that Mr. Pena had on. His name's Junior. I talked to him a lot, and he only speaks Portuguese, and he usually has his Google translator on, but it doesn't catch it through the computer as well as it would, if you're standing in front of somebody.
Right. So, I mean, we did have a little bit of a struggle trying to communicate back and forth, but we, kind of quickly started like connecting it the best way we could. Like I'm smart enough to know that the translator doesn't always get things right.
Yeah.
I mean, if I really wasn't sure, I would actually ask my sister-in-law or my mother-in-law, what does that say?
Well, and you almost have to have somebody that translates the language to know, because there are a lot of middle grounds in certain languages where some words just don't translate over.
Right.
There's a lot of words in English that don't translate over to other languages.
Oh, believe
There's
me,
other languages that have words that can't be depicted in English.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, there's been plenty of times where like I knew what he meant, but it put like a completely unrelated word in the sentence, in the translation, and I'm going, what?
I'm gonna catch up the chat a little bit. Muddy Rabbit said yes because they'd want to know the hotel. The hotel can be fined and shut
Yeah,
down
I saw
for
that.
breaking the law. If it were the parents, they'd be in trouble too. Well, and I mean, like I said before, I think that it has a lot to do with the area, and like I said, it sounds like
Right.
if
And
they're
we
willing
didn't,
to take that risk, it seemed like a lot more
right. And
of a progressive family.
no, and the thing is we didn't the whole up until we legitimately got married. I didn't even stay on the same floor as my mother-in-law's house is 3 stories. I stayed on the first floor. One
You
because
guys
of
weren't allowed to stay in the same room.
it wasn't even that. I just got there. I'm getting to know him, and I wanted to be. They had a traditional, the old school, their traditional bathrooms with the hole in the floor, and then they had one, you know, modern bathroom, and that happened to be on the first floor. I'm like, I'm staying where the good bathroom, where my bathroom is.
Well,
I
that's where I'd
wasn't.
want to be. I
Yeah,
mean, just makes sense.
and after I had sprained my ankle, there was no way I was gonna walk up 2 flights of stairs to the third level. So, you know,
Yeah, they always have two. At
so,
least, usually at least 2 floors, 2 levels.
so I stayed on the first floor. His bedroom was all the way at the top of up on the top floor. So,
The older houses in Lebanon were like that.
they had
Modern
two.
bathroom, traditional.
Yeah, at her house she had two traditional bathrooms, one on the first floor and one up on the third floor where my husband's and his brother's rooms were. They had
So would you
two.
say they had like a woman's bathroom and a guy's bathroom that were kind of separate, or what was it, like a master
No,
bathroom?
I wouldn't even say that because the women used the traditional bathroom too. So, but um, but and then they had 1.5. I don't even want to say 1.5. They had two traditional bathrooms. They had one room that had the toilet, like a closet with toilet, like an actual toilet in it, and the sink was outside that the toilet closet. I don't know how to call it. And then they had full on modern bath. The funny thing is, the shower was basically one of those. It was like aluminum uh, storage closet things converted into shower.
Salud.
Like those aluminum, like those.
The sliding closet, like the door.
Yeah. It was one of those without the top on it.
Was it like the accordion one or like the sliding door?
Sliding door.
Okay.
Which I thought was funny because when I looked at it, I'm like, did they just take like the sides and the doors of a metal utilities closet thing? We used to have that one of those when I was younger in one of the apartments. I'm like, that's literally what it looks like. It just looks like the door and one of the walls attached to the actual wall, a drain, and then they had the shower. His brother, on the other hand, one of his brothers had only the traditional bathroom, where they had the hole for the toilet, and then the shower is right next to it. But it was just one big open floor. Thank you, Tiffany.
Mother Rabbit said both sexes use the bathrooms in the house, just that some people are more comfortable with the traditional hole in the floor types.
Yeah, going out made it more
She's
interesting.
been she had a relationship with somebody that was Muslim. She's just talking about her own experiences, and I believe family members that live in Lebanon.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear the difference between the experience I had in Morocco versus
Well,
my
there's so many.
cousins.
Yeah, there's so many different ones.
But people say, luckily for my cousin, apparently she looks Egyptian.
Tiffany, don't act like you didn't want to.
He's Mennonite, but my dad is Sunni Muslim. But yeah, anyway, as far as the whole, I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought. All I know is that in March it'll be 10 years since I got married, and I've only spent 2 months in total with my husband. In total. The first time I was there for almost a full month. The last 2 times I went, I was there for, I think, 2.5 weeks each. So,
How long the first time?
first time was almost the full month of March. I went on March 5th, came back, I think, on the 26th, 27th. So, practically the whole month of March, the first time I went. The second time I went, when I was there probably 2.5 weeks in the same. I was lucky to even go. The first time I went, I was lucky to get that much time off to go, and had the money to cover my bills at the time. One of the biggest reasons I haven't gone in the last 7 years is because it's not just about getting the ticket. I mean, luckily when I go there, I have a free place to stay, and I know I'm gonna get fed, so it's not a matter of worrying about food and shelter.
Yeah. One
You
less
know,
thing to worry about, at least.
yeah. But that doesn't mean my bills here. I have to make sure that my bills are still gonna get paid here while I'm away.
So, April, I was thinking about it the other day, and I've been trying to tell everybody about this. So, because of the version of StreamYard I have, all of my files get saved. If anybody that is on my stream would ever want to have their files that I have and they ever wanted to upload them on their own channel just to have more content and more views and
Yeah.
anything like that, I'm happy to share it with anybody.
All right.
I've got hours and hours of everybody that we hang out with that if they wanted it on their own channel, I'd be happy to put it up. Or just, give it to you and you can put it up and do a premiere or whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we have some good conversations on and offline. I don't share the offline ones, but it automatically records them sometimes, depending on how long into the stream it is.
Now, if I could just come up with the rest of the money I need.
No, I know. I want to know. I was gonna ask you because I wanted to start getting. I don't know if I should send you. So should I send you the the tapestry type thing I want you to draw on if I wanted you to paint it, like size wise.
Um,
If I gave you the canvas, could you do it? 'Cause I'm looking for
possibly.
something I can hang. I'm looking for something I can hang on my wall.
Right.
How do I know she's not fake? Prove it. Okay, good enough.
Hello.
Hello, Tiffany.
Hi.
What?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
No, you're supposed to say how you doing.
Mud Rabbit said, "How big is the canvas?" So April has a certain size that she does, and I've seen some pieces where she does multiple canvases put together, and you know they kind of go together. But I'm looking for like one. I want to do kind of a mural or I don't know, a tapestry type thing that covers a good majority of my wall, and it'll be on my hand, this side. I always have trouble when I'm doing the camera. It'll be on this side of my wall. I'll show it off, especially because I'm big into tapestries, and I need to have something when I'm tripping, and I want something pretty to look at. I only have so many things.
Tapestries are cool.
Yeah, no, my girlfriend's got a few good ones that I really like, but they're they're pre-made. I would like to have the personalization of it. I'd be happy to put money into it if you've got the time, of course.
Yeah, I'm just a little nervous on this what the size might actually be, and if I have even the space to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, because I'm already working with with limited space.
Well, let me know if there's anything I can do to accommodate.
Right.
Like if you have a floor where you could paint it out, like I don't have to do my full wall size. I could do like a portion of it. I would just want to do like a flag size, like the size of like a regular flag, or smaller, or
Yeah, if you could give
around
me
that size or larger.
if you could give me like dimension, if it's like a big poster size, which I think is about 24 by what was it 24 by 36. I think that's a good poster size. Or
That's the
maybe
average. That's the average. 36 by 24. You said
I I think so. I think so. I'm not sure.
like that.
That would be cool.
That sounds about right. But yeah, no, I just like things that are intricate or that would make me think about them a lot. There's a lot of weird ones that I'm interested in, and I say weird where I mean something that I would be interested in that is probably not your average drawing at the same time. But at the same time, I've seen so many of yours that I really like, and I was trying to like, I don't know, picture which ones I'd like them similar to. And there's at least 4 or 5 that I've seen in your collections that,
Like I know you like the purple falls.
yeah.
I know you like the 3D. Like you like
The
a
one with the
lot
trees
of
on the outside? Are you talking about the ones with the trees on the outside? And then it kind of goes down?
that's the purple one,
Okay.
and then the other one with the green boxes going back. Not boxes, but they look like boxes. But they have where it looks like there's a road going, into the back of the paint.
Oh, yeah. Just almost infinite.
Yeah.
That's the kind of, yeah. No, that's the kind of stuff I like. That's perfect. Anything like that, or intricate lines, or if you like to do patterns, anything like that. Yeah, no, there's a lot of things I'm interested in when it comes to art. But I do love a lot of your work, and that's why I've always told you. That's why I've always supported what you're doing, because I really do like your work.
Yeah.
And And the fact that I get to see you do it sometimes online, like that's so cool.
Yeah. I appreciate
Speaking
it.
of, Tiffany, we got to catch up with all your videos you're sharing today. I haven't had a chance to catch up with them all yet.
I just did 3 air sign videos, basically Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and then tomorrow I'll do some other signs.
Was it in that order?
Yeah,
Okay, so I saw the Aquarius one.
cool. Thank
I
you.
didn't get to see the rest of them yet. I had to check them out. I saw you posted the rest of them while I was on. I apologize.
That's
I did
okay.
not
It's been
get
a
to touch
while
them
since
yet.
it's been a while since I've done them, so I was like kind of happy to get back to it.
Oh yeah.
And
What
speaking of art,
what made you slow down with doing them? Is there any reason that you slowed down doing them, or just lack of time?
yeah, there's reasons. I just didn't have the time basically, but there was other things going on too. So
Makes sense.
yeah,
I mean, when you're busy, you're busy. It's good that it's good that you got to get back to something you like to do, though.
yeah, I'm happy to get back to it. It does make me happy. I used to have a yin yang curtain hanging in my door that I used to love. It was made out of wooden beads. It was pretty cool. But it got damaged.
I've been wanting to put those in one of those old like beaded or wooden beaded, either one, doorway hangers for the longest time. I haven't seen them in forever.
I know, I haven't seen them in a long time. That was when I was a teenager and I had that.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
everybody else up to tonight? Anything special? I know April, you're working, but what are you up to tonight, Tiffany? Anything extravagant?
Nope, everybody's pretty much asleep here. Me and my youngest are up, but
Oh yeah, my girlfriend and my daughter are out cold. It's almost 2 a.m. here. I bet. Something like
yeah.
that.
Well, my youngest couldn't sleep, so I'm laying with her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Just
So
hanging out.
apparently the average, I'm trying to look up because you said flag size, and I'm looking on here. It says example would be if you had a 20-foot flagpole, you should be looking at 3 feet by 5 feet. That's kind of big.
Is that too big? Because that's probably about what I was thinking. Well, 3 feet by 5 feet. No. That's not 3 feet by 5 feet. You were thinking 3 feet by about 2 feet. So we just add about 2 feet to the whole dimensions when you're talking like square footage.
This flag size, yeah, it says.
Because you were thinking about 3624. That would have been like a 3 by 2. This would have just been a 3 by 5.
So 3 by, this says size 3 feet by 2 feet, or 2 feet by 3 feet. This flag size is between the flag, between the hand flags and hoist flags. They commonly use
You can do it, April.
high flagpoles, but can be used as garden flags. As a hand flag size 3 feet by 5 feet is the most common size, big enough to be seen and cheap enough to make the flag cost effective. The size is used on businesses and company flagpoles. Okay, so that's the bigger.
So what material is it? Like a lycra material? I'm assuming it's like lycra and and
I mean, as far as what I use for canvas, I use the stock canvas app from Michaels. The ones they sell in bulk.
Well, what I was gonna ask is what kind of paint you used on them.
I use the basic acrylics, the cheaper. Like if you go into Michaels and you look where the acrylics are.
So do you have a certain color set that you have?
I don't even know how many bottles I have of paint I have, but I have an array of colors really.
I was
I tried
wondering if I could send you some other bizarre colors that I like. I was wondering if I should send them with the flag, just so I'm not capping you out of all your paints, because I know it'll be a bigger surface.
Yeah, hold on a second.
If you want it like a tapestry fabric, there's a way to turn fabric into something resistant so it acts like a canvas. Oh, so like a coating, I assume you could brush onto it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's what those canvases that they sell, you know, the multi packs at Michael's. Those are treated with I believe they are treated with the what is it called? I think it's called ghee. I don't remember and stuff.
Mother ever said
Something
equal
I
part
really
vodka,
don't know.
alcohol, and spray starch. She's got the recipe.
I'm
Paint it on the fabric while it lays flat.
not that.
I wouldn't try to do it hanging. That'd be hard.
Yeah.
This flag is.
I guess it depends on the style you're doing. I feel like you could do that spray art where it's like wild. You could like fly across the room on a swing and then throw buckets of paint at a wall.
I would love to do that, but one, I'm lazy. I'm self-proclaimed lazy. I
still feel like you'd have a lot of fun doing it, regardless.
No. If I had my own house, if I had the space where it really didn't matter what the hell I did.
I can think of a good room where you could do it, where there's a lot of white and there's just one sign that wouldn't mind getting covered up.
Well, because of where I live, I
was just thinking about the room I'm looking at right now. I feel like you could throw some paint at that wall.
Sure, if I wanted to get fired.
Oh man.
No, we don't want that.
Unless you're going to pay me a couple $1,000 a month, so I can, still live and take care of bills.
Just change the sign to yes smoking. No, just kidding.
Mother ever said
There
yes,
we go.
but
That's
paint
what
runs on fabric.
I'll just make you a really big no smoking sign.
Yeah.
Why would I want that?
I don't know.
Yes, but paint runs on fabric. You
Because
can't get details. This is how my mom got silk stuff enough to paint in detail and then wash silk paint. Well, and at the same time, with the type of tapestries I'm looking for, it doesn't necessarily have to be detailed. I like just weird flowing colors and stuff like that. So sometimes I like a little less detail. It just depends on how intricate you're trying to make it. If it's going to be super intricate, then I like heavy detail. But there's a middle ground in there where I could find a really good in between too.
Interesting.
But I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. Had a lot of fun talking to you guys.
Yes, it's been fun.
Ditto.
Speaking of Ditto, that was like the first movie I ever cried to when my parents played it.
Say that again? I couldn't hear you.
Ghost
Ghost?
was the first movie I ever cried to.
That was the first what you ever cried to? I don't know if I'm not hearing you right. I'm sorry.
It was the first movie I ever cried to. I think it's my phone.
Oh, okay. The one with Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay. No,
I was like,
I thought I heard something different. Sorry.
no, I think it's my phone that's kind of overheating.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I won't make you guys stay on much longer. If you guys want to depart, I totally understand. I'm already at 2 hours. I didn't even expect to stay on this long.
Now you got
But,
me. Now you got me looking up Michael's.
oh, looking for the arts and crafts. No, I got a Michael's right in my town, so let me know. I will. I'd be happy to send you certain paints that apply too.
So you're more looking for like more of a cloth thing instead of like an actual frame, already boxed.
Yeah, not like a framed picture. I'll just hang up the material itself on my wall. Thanks, Mud Rabbit. You have a good night.
Good night, Mud Rabbit.
I wonder if they have anything like that.
Now you sound like a robot to me.
Oh yeah, we just went alien mode.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, anybody else that's still tuning in, good night, everybody. I'll probably actually wrap it up here pretty soon. So if anybody wants to get any last questions in or last goodbyes, feel free to in the chat.
Good
Anybody that happens to be tuning in still. I know it's dwindling numbers.
So you're gonna go live tomorrow?
Tomorrow I have a pre-interview planned, and depending on how well it goes, I will go live with the person I'm doing the pre-interview with. I can usually tell within the first 10 minutes if I'm gonna go live with them, like right after, if it's gonna be something we should pre-record, or I just get I get an idea of how somebody is on talking in front of other people, and I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable or anything like that. So I try to feel out how they are, in a talking format where I'm asking them questions and getting to know them a little better.
Understandable.
And I don't want to just throw them onto the internet if I don't feel they're comfortable for it yet.
Like, here you go.
We have we have a friendly Discord in here, but I still feel like I gotta play nice and make sure that everybody feels totally comfortable with what they're doing, because I've had some guests that tell me that they don't want their stuff up later because of the other content I do, or I've had a lot of other grievances that I didn't expect, and so I try to feel my way through it shortly. Like, I don't want to offend anyone.
That's true. Good night, Mud Rabbit. Mwah.
But
yeah,
yes, thanks again, guys. I appreciate you guys coming out. Sorry we didn't get more time.
it's all good.
It's all good.
Came on real quick to say hello.
I appreciate it. It's always a good time having both you guys out.
Yeah, good seeing both of you.
All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful night. I'll probably end up catching you in the chat before the end of the night.
With the 10,000 memes.
Right.
Exactly. Little Dicky out.